Hi, I'm Rosie, I'm Ricky's mom, and this is my story. Well, it's a couple of stories that I remember. One was when I was probably 11 years old, and I was on my country. And it happens that, and usually my mom, I'm still telling her, but my mom say that it was not that. It was something about commercial that were throwing in flash, like big lights, colorful lights, really pretty colors. I never had seen them in my life before and ever. And well, it happens that it was like probably 1 o'clock in the morning, and everything was really dark. And I needed to go use the bathroom, and I was telling my sister, I was touching her hand because we used to sleep, one bed here and the other bed right here. So I was touching her hand, telling her she can go with me so I don't go by myself. And Apollo. And it happens that I went by myself after all. But in the moment that I was going towards the bathroom, because it was outside the house, clearly I saw this big, beautiful shape. Is like oval shape plate, but it was humongous. It was humongous. And I would say we used to have like a four or five trees of avocados tree, and it was bigger than that. It was bigger than the trees. And then I saw them right in front of us, of the house. And then because we used to live in a hill, and you can see the city in beautiful place where you can see everything. And I remember that I stopped and I look and I saw that it started changing colors. It was really beautiful colors. As I say, I never had seen those colors before in my life, and it was gorgeous colors, beautiful colors. And so it happens that up to that point I don't remember anything. I do not remember anything what happened after that. I just remember that I woke up and I was already on my bed. So the time passed, and then next day I told my mom what happened. My mom didn't believe me. Well, never. But it happens that time passed by, and I came to United States back in 77. And in time passed, got married. And one day, talking to my husband, he was telling me that he met this guy from our co-worker. He's a co-worker, a new co-worker, and he from El Salvador, and it's me. And they were start talking about extreme thing that happened, in Mexico, El Salvador. So the guy come out, and he has the same story that I'm telling you guys. The same thing happened to him, and it happened to be that he's the same age as me. We have the same age. I never met him before. I never saw him, and I didn't even know his name. That this was, when we were talking about it, this was probably about more than 15 years ago or more. And I never met this guy, but my husband was telling me that it was weird that the same story that I told my husband how it happened is the same thing that this guy said happened to him back in those days, the same age. So, we never know, and that's what I'm saying. You never know if it's true or not true, if we are by ourselves here in this universe. But I think existen los de allá arriba. So, los extraterrestres. But anyways, and another thing that happened, this one story, we went to Silmar. It was a birthday party for this little one, and from a compadre, Ramiro. And then we were all in the front yard sitting, and well, someone started looking up, and we turned and we look up, and we saw like three red points in the sky. It was not even in the sky. It was like the light post, like at top of the light post, but it was on line like this. And then we all got up and we started looking at it, and if we reach our hands, probably we would be available to touch it, probably. But the thing is that it's not only me that saw that, now the whole family saw this. Ricky, Maria, Angie, my husband, more people that were in a party. And but the thing is that we tried to take pictures and we couldn't because the cameras didn't work. This person tried to take a video with the big humongous camera video cameras that used to be in that time, back in the 80s. And pictures with, cameras, those Kodak that used to be before. But it didn't work. They didn't work. And then these 3 points out of the sound, they move like this. So fast. Instead of the 3, it was 4. And it went like this. Like a square. From the square, it went like this. And then from there, it went to 1 point. And then 1 point, it went to triangle. And then disappeared. It was red. It was red. Those points are red. And that was that story. So.
What about the one with my older sister when she was a baby with the ghost?
Well, back in the 80s, it was exactly back in 1980, I was a single mom, and I was living with my daughter in an apartment, and she was a year old, and she always pointed out sometime when we were, we were talking, I was talking to her after work, and I will talk to her and everything. She will move her eyes and she would follow something in the apartment. It was like she's following someone in the apartment. I say, what are you looking at it? And she was only 1 year old, and she would point it out, but I couldn't see nobody. I couldn't see nothing. We barely had at that time, stuff in my apartment because I didn't have I just have the necessary for my daughter and me. But anyways, it happens that one day she was sleeping. I had her in our bed. She's sleeping, and I went to I passed by the hallway. When I coming back, I saw her, and she was sitting up. She was like a year and a half, I think. And then I saw her. She was going like this. She was sitting up in bed, and she was looking up, and she's going like this, and she was pointing at me that I was there. And I say, Angie, are you okay, Mama? And I went in. Well, when I was walking in, at that moment, she raised her hands like someone was going to get her. And then I run and I got her and I just scream and I say, don't you dare touch my daughter. If you want to stay with us, stay. But don't you dare touch my daughter. Don't do anything to her. Don't hurt us. You're welcome to stay, but don't do anything to her. So I just hugged her and I just got out in the living room with her and I start praying. Then another day at the same apartment, she was sleeping and I started putting some frames on the wall. And then I clearly feel like someone was behind me, like looking at me, what I was doing. And I did feel kind of weird and scared probably, but I'm type of woman that I'm not scared easily. And I was in a chair, standing up in a chair, and then I put a frame, and I feel like chills in my body, and I just look and I see nobody, and then I say, it come to me and I gets in my mind, I say, I gotta say something, and I say, okay, what do you think of the frame here? Do you think it's okay here, or what do you think if I put it this other way? And then, of course, it was not gonna answer me, I don't know. Then I I said, I guess this is going to be look nice here. So I just nailed it there and then put the frame, and I got down and I went get Angie again and then sit in that couch, and it was like I feel someone was there all the time with us. But after that, Angie, the whatever it was that it was going to help her out, after I scream and tell them that they can welcome to stage that thing or whatever it was stayed, it never happened that the whatever it was never got closer to my daughter again. Not to at the age of 15 years old, I think it was when she started hunting by a ghost again. So it happens a couple of times where she would think that it was me behind whatever she was doing. And one day we were living in a 3-bedroom apartment, and that was after an earthquake, and then she was doing her hair, and then we hear she scream for me like, "Mom!" and she started running from the 3rd bedroom to the living room, and she running. She say, "Mom, it's there again, it's there again." And I hug her and I said, "What?" She said, I thought it was you, but it wasn't you, Mom. It's there. It's just follow me again." And I run inside and I just start cussing her, him or whatever it was, and I start calling bad words. I told her to leave my daughter alone. I say, "Leave her alone," and I start telling bad words and stuff. I was so mad. I wasn't scared. I was so mad that it got my daughter really scared. And then this lady had told me once that my daughter, it was a woman, how do you say, spirit, I guess.
Spiritual woman?
Yeah, it was a ghost. It was a woman, a ghost from, who knows something. Even this woman asked me if your mom not alive, and I said, yeah. And she asked me if her father and mother is alive, and I said, yes, she is. So, well, but it's a woman here, and she is take care of your daughter, but she get to the point that she get too close to her, and then she's gonna leave, so but she's gonna leave her alone, but it's gonna take a while. She's not gonna hurt her, but she is take care of you guys. And I say, to me too? And she say, yeah, to both of you, but more your daughter. I say, but who is she? Until now, I don't know who was. And that was the last time that my daughter saw her, when she was 15. And from there, it happened then to my daughter Maria. We would be hunting by ghosts because my daughter Maria, since she always loved music, all type of music, but instrumental and stuff like classic music. So once she was doing her hair too, we were living in this place they called it Rancho, and
she wasn't doing her hair. Remember that we were barely moving in. Literally the day of moving in, she had walked into her room.
The one that she chose.
That's the one that she chose to be, and you say the rest because I don't want to kind of influence you.
Well, so she wasn't, but she was sitting. She was doing something.
No, she was
walking her stuff or something.
Yeah.
She was doing something.
Okay.
But there you go again. She thought it was me, like Angie did at that time. But she thought it was me right behind her. And then when she turned, she screamed and she ran. And there you go, me again, running after her to see what's going on. And then she was crying and shaking. She said, "Mom, it was a guy here." And I say, Where? He said, "No, but it was not real. It was a guy, but it was." And then she couldn't even talk. She was so nervous and shaking and everything. So I went inside and I just looked inside to see if it was someone hiding in the bedrooms, but there was nobody there. And then and then when I got out to the living room, and I asked her how it looks and everything, and she said to me, that it looked skinny with a skinny tall guy, where he was really sad face. He was really sad face, and at that moment we have Maria had a classic music on, and this guy was wearing like a tuxedo, but Maria said it was a skinny guy, really pale, with this look so sad. His eyes were so sad looking, and I'm looking at her, and then he was with this tuxedo, but it had this top
hat.
Yeah, top hat. But when she got up and she saw him, that he looked at her, and I think his expression changed, and then that's when she get more scared. But and Maria said that when she screamed, he backed up like that thing, whatever it was, backed up, and he went through the wall in that bedroom. And then so 2 days later, when I saw the owner in the house, I talked to him and I said, you know what, you should tell me that something's going on in this house, because my daughter I explained to him what happened, and before I had told him how that person looked, he told me, okay, he gave me a name, and then he said he was skinny, tall, and was dressing like, tuxedo, and I go, oh my God. I said, yeah. It's years ago. Well, this never happened. He'd say it happened once, but years ago that he appeared to someone, but I never hear that happen again. Not to know you're telling me. And I say, well, it's true. Is that what you're describing? Is the same thing that my daughter saw? And then he said, yeah, I was the owner of the house. He died. He used to play piano, and he died sadly because his wife wanted to sell the property, and he didn't want to sell it, and he was sick, really sick. And the woman that he was married with, she just want to sell everything, and he didn't want to do that, and he was really sad because that property was really big at that moment that he died. So the area where the last house building, that was the last piece of the property was left over from the whole land that he used to own. And so that's what the owner of the house explained to us, what was going on. And he said, but just don't worry, it's not going to happen again. I say, you know what, this happened again. I mean, we are moving now because I'm not putting up with this. So, yeah.
Well, alright, that's the end of our show. Thanks for sticking it out on this Halloween night, or whatever time you're watching this. We're going to be doing this, like I said, at least once a month. Hopefully we'll have something interesting coming up soon, but wait and see for sure. Until next time, this is Rick telling you, do what you want and be happy. See you next time.